That morning, I woke up with a strange weight in my chest. It was mail day, the one thing that tied us, way out here in this isolated stretch of Alaska, back to the world. Once a week, the little plane would circle in, dropping off food, supplies, and letters. Out in my cabin, a few miles from the cluster of houses that made up McCarthy, I decided I'd ride in early, maybe lend a hand unloading. The night before, Louis had come by. We played cards, talked a little. Nothing unusual. He left late, and I thought nothing of it. Now, finishing my coffee, I stepped outside, fired up the snowmobile, and headed toward town. The machine roared beneath me, but the closer I came, the heavier the air felt. Something wasn't right. By this time of morning, you'd usually see smoke curling from chimneys, people stirring, getting ready for the plane. But the houses stood silent, lifeless. No voices, no movement, a stillness that felt unnatural. I slowed by the first house, the Heglins. Their door was cracked open, my gut tightened. I called out, "Les? Flo? You up?" Silence. I nudged the door open wider. The smell of fresh coffee hit me first, almost normal, until I saw the floor. Blood, splattered across the walls, staining the boards dark. Les lay face down near the table, a hole torn through his back. Flo sat slumped against the corner, eyes wide and empty, staring at nothing. My hand shook as I stumbled back outside. My breath came sharp, panicked. I rushed to Maxine's place, praying it was different. Her door creaked as it opened. She was sprawled on the floor, a dark pool around her head. Shot, gone. The fear pressed in now. My pulse hammered as I grabbed my rifle from the snowmobile and bolted toward the Nashes. Tim and Amy, young couple, always laughing, always kind. Their door was half open. I pushed in and froze. Both of them lay twisted, blood painting the floorboards. Harley King's cabin was the same. His body slumped near the stove, shot again and again, as if whoever did this wanted to erase him completely. My mind reeled. Who could do this? Why? Then one thought cut through the haze. Louis. He hadn't shown up this morning. He lived close to me. Was he hurt? Or worse? Was he behind this? I jumped back on the snowmobile and tore across the snow to his cabin. His door was shut tight. I pounded on it, heart in my throat. "Louis, it's Chris. Open up." The door swung open. There he was, gun in hand, eyes wild, nothing like the quiet man I'd known. "Come in," he said flatly. I stepped inside, rifle ready, but he raised his pistol fast. "Drop it." "What the hell is going on, Louis?" I demanded. "I saw them. The bodies. Did you?" He smiled, thin and cold. "They had to go. All of them. The outsiders, the pipeline. They're coming to poison everything. I had to clear the way." I felt my stomach twist. These were our neighbors, Louis. Families. He shook his head. "You don't get it. There's no time for talk. You're next." I moved. He fired. The bullet grazed my arm, burning. My rifle clattered to the floor as pain shot through me. I grabbed a knife off the table, and he lunged, hand clamping around my throat. His breath was hot against my face. "You're already dead," he whispered. "Stop fighting and I'll make it easy." The words chilled me to the bone. I slashed the knife across his face, drawing blood. He roared, staggered back, and I shoved him aside. I bolted out the door barefoot, snow biting into my socks, the cold carving into my skin. Shots cracked behind me, bullets slicing the air. I stumbled through trees, lungs burning, heart racing. "Help!" I screamed, though I knew no one was left alive to hear. Then, an engine, a snowmobile. I turned and saw Donna. She pulled up, eyes wide with terror as I waved frantically. "Chris, you're bleeding. What happened?" "It's Louis," I gasped. "He killed everyone. Get me to the airstrip. The plane's coming." Without a word, she let me on. We tore across the snow. The plane was already touching down, Jim the pilot stepping out, looking confused. "Where is everybody?" he called. Louis snapped. I choked out. "Shot the whole town. 6 dead, maybe more." Jim's face drained of color. "Get in. We're flying to Glen Allen. The troopers need to know now." We lifted off. As the ground dropped away, I looked back. Smoke rose from a cabin. Louis had set fire to it. Donna sat rigid beside me, silent, shaking. He almost killed me too, I whispered. Hours later, troopers descended on McCarthy. They found Louis 20 miles out, fleeing on his snowmobile. He didn't resist when they cuffed him, charged with 6 murders. Turned out his mind was tangled in delusions, some twisted paranoia about the pipeline. He believed killing his neighbors would stop it. My wounds healed, my feet thawed, but peace never came back. Every creak of my cabin walls makes me jump. Out here in the wilderness, I thought I'd found quiet. Instead, it's haunted. A nightmare carved into the snow, one I'll never escape. I was raised in a world cut off from roads, towns, and strangers, buried deep in the Alaskan wilderness, where silence ruled, and the forest pressed close like a cage. My father built that life for us, dragging 15 children into a cabin far from eyes that might ask questions. He called it purity, God's chosen path. To us, it was chains. Neighbors in McCarthy, few as they were, watched us with wary eyes when we appeared, thin and pale, to trade for supplies. But we rarely went. Every few months, Father chose one of us to ride with him, to fetch grain, nails, and whatever scraps would keep us locked in that frozen prison. This time, it was me, 19, the eldest daughter. I'd made the trip before, but dread knotted my stomach as dawn came. Father saddled the horses, rifle across his back, humming hymns under his breath, a tune that sounded more like a warning than a prayer. I followed, reins tight, my sleeves hiding bruises that never seemed to fade. Hours passed in the endless forest, branches clawing overhead. Father's gaze kept sliding back, sharp as a knife. "You remember what I taught you?" he asked at last, his voice low and heavy. "Yes, Father. The world out there is poisoned. Stray from the path and the Lord will see. And so will I." His words dug into me like claws. I nodded, silent. But inside, doubt had been growing like cracks spreading across ice. By midday, we reached McCarthy, a dirt road, a handful of buildings. It felt like another world. Father tied the horses outside the store, told me to wait, and slipped inside. His voice carried out, loud and charming as he haggled. I stood stiff, eyes down, until a man in a truck gave me a nod. I looked away. We weren't supposed to talk. But then, at the fuel depot, Mrs. Thompson caught me off guard. Her eyes softened. Her voice whispered, "You look tired, dear. Everything all right at home?" My heart pounded. Father's back was turned, but he was close, too close. "I'm fine," I stammered, the lie scraping my throat. She frowned. "If you ever need anything." "What are you whispering about?" Father's voice cut like a whip. He turned, eyes drilling through us. "Trail conditions," Mrs. Thompson lied quickly. He glared, then yanked me away. His silence on the road back was worse than shouting. When the trees swallowed us again, he stopped abruptly, forcing me to halt. "You lied to me," he hissed. "I saw it in your eyes. You want to betray us, don't you?" My blood froze. "No, Father, never." He leaned close, his breath sour. "Remember your brother? Remember the scars? The Lord punishes disobedience, and I am his hand." Terror wrapped around me like frostbite. Still I followed, pretending obedience as the forest darkened. But I felt him watching, waiting. By dusk we stopped near a stream. Firelight flickered against his face, making his shadow loom long and jagged. He spoke again, voice tight. "What did she say? Tell me now." "Nothing," I whispered, feeding the horses, hands trembling. His boots scraped the dirt. His hand clamped around my wrist, bone-crushing. "Don't lie to me. After all I've done for you ungrateful children." "Stop, you're hurting me." His eyes burned, cold and fanatical. "You will learn obedience tonight." Something inside me snapped. I tore free, stumbled back, then ran. Branches ripped at my face, roots snared my feet. Behind me, his voice bellowed my name, rage splitting the night. "You can't escape. You won't survive alone." The forest twisted around me, endless, suffocating. My lungs screamed for air, my legs burned. I burst onto a faint trail, the world spinning. Behind me, hooves thundered. He had mounted his horse. He was gaining. Then, light. A cabin ahead, a ranger station, a fragile thread of hope. I crashed against the door, pounding, screaming. It opened, a man with a rifle, eyes wide. "What's happening?" "My father, he's coming, he'll kill me." The ranger dragged me inside, bolting the door. Through the window I saw him, my father, face twisted with fury, horse steaming in the cold. "Give her back!" he roared. "She's mine! She belongs to me!" The ranger raised his weapon. "Stay away, sir. Authorities are on their way." Father circled like a wolf, shouting scripture, cursing, promising fire and judgment. His voice rattled the glass. I curled in the corner, shaking, words spilling out, confessions I had never dared speak. The bruises, the nights, the terror that bound us all. The ranger's jaw clenched as he listened. At last, headlights cut through the dark. Troopers stormed in on ATVs, weapons ready. They surrounded him. For once, he didn't fight. He let them take him, but his eyes never left mine. His lips moved soundlessly. "This isn't over." He was wrong. They took him away, and they freed us. The truth came out in court. The years of abuse, the violence hidden in that wilderness. He died in prison, alone. But still, some nights when the wind howls through the trees, I hear him, calling my name, promising he'll return. And I wonder if the wilderness remembers his voice, or if it still waits for me to step off the path.